Hey guys, what is going on? So today I thought we'd revisit the Vivo Nex S. Just a year ago, this was one of the most exciting phones you could buy. And let's see how it holds up in 2019. Alright, so let's try the fingerprint sensor. So as you can see, it is pretty slow compared to what we have now. Just to compare for you guys, this is the K20 Pro. And this is the OnePlus 7 Pro. So as you can see, we have gone a long way with fingerprint scanners. Wait, that was weird. But the one on the Nex is still, it's pretty fast, but it's not the most reliable, that's for sure. So as you can see, I have customized this phone quite a lot. We have Nova Launcher working great. We have this wallpaper that I downloaded from Vivo's store. So let's go over some history. Back when this phone came out, this is the Chinese version by the way. So back when it came out, you couldn't have a custom launcher without an account, and you could only make an account with a Chinese phone number. But then Vivo went along and gave some people what they called a global account. So anyone could log into this account and use any launcher they wanted. And this is exactly what I did. And after a certain period of time, Vivo stopped giving people this account. And I was just lucky enough to find it when someone left it in the comment of a YouTube video. Ever since, Vivo has released their global account program. So as you can see, this is with my email. It's kind of tricky to make it. Vivo sent me a link to make it, or you can do it for the settings, I don't know. But either way, you can make your own account. And we did get Android Pie. So as you can see, if we go to About Phone, we have Android 9. And this came like almost a year after this phone was released. Like 10 months after this phone was released, we got Pi. And I was really happy to see that. But ever since this update came, we didn't get much after that. No security patches. As you can see, this is March. We do have 8 gigs of RAM. Snapdragon 845, which if you ask me, is very, very good in 2019 still. So if you have a phone from last year that has the 845, you do not need the 855 whatsoever. So this phone has been very snappy, very reliable. So as you can see, apps just fly. And I have animations set to 0.5. But you do get this annoying message at the top if you enable developer options. So if you do have this phone, I'm going to show you how to disable that message. So you go to settings, more settings, app manager, and on the latest update you're going to have to go to more and show system, and you're going to go all the way down to Vivo service, storage. You're going to clear data, and I'm not going to do it because I already did it, and the message is going to disappear. But if you reboot the phone, you're going to have to do that over again. Now this phone, at least the Chinese version, I don't know about the global version if it ever came out or not, there was a problem with notifications. So if we go to app manager, let's go to this app for example, go to notifications. Every new app you download, you have to still do this, that, show previews and all that. But that's not all. You also have to go to permission, single permissions, and all this stuff as well, just to get notifications from your app, which I thought was pretty annoying. But it's only a one-time thing unless you reinstall the app for some reason. Now let's go to the pop-up camera. So as you can see, it is very slow. It does make that cool pop-up sound though. What you can change, and this is on the K20 Pro. So you can see how much faster that is. And this is on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So as you can see, these pop-up cameras have really improved. And you might be wondering now, how has the pop-up camera been? That was a bit of a lag for some reason. That was weird. Well, this feels very solid, and even, let's see. So this camera can still handle all the abuse even after a year. And I'm gonna admit, guys, I didn't use this phone every day. I've been through the Note 9 and other phones as well that I reviewed. So I didn't use this every day, but I did still use it a lot, and it just shows no signs of wear. It still works perfectly. It's not the fastest, but it's still gonna work. So durability, if you keep your phone safe, then you shouldn't even worry about it. Now cases haven't been a problem, but the problem is that not much manufacturers make cases for this phone, so I just stuck with the original case. I just think it looks best. It also has a lip, as you can see, that protects the screen, and you just get way more grip, and it's pretty thick over here, as you can see, so it's gonna protect the glass more or less. So if you're gonna go for AliExpress and get those extra protection cases, go right ahead if you're more prone to dropping your phone. But this case has been just fine for me. Something Vivo has implemented is this slideshow that you can slideshow lock screen that I really enjoyed personally. Of course, you don't have to enable it. I just like it personally because I'm a bit of a photo enthusiast, and photos like this, for example, just look really nice in my opinion. Now I'm gonna admit, battery has gotten slightly worse. I think it's not a big deal. The battery is still great on this device. When I got it, battery life was great. FunTouch really does a good job in implementing battery life. But ever since the Pi update, I just think it maybe got a tiny bit worse. Either that or just the degradation of the battery. Well, it's really not a big deal. I still haven't gotten to the point where the battery needs to be replaced, and I don't think that's gonna happen for another year or two at least. But I did clear the cache as soon as I did the update, which I think it helped a little bit. So in short, battery life is still holding up. Now let's talk about the cameras for a second. Now we know about the front cameras, but what about the rears? So we do have a dual setup, no telephoto or wide angle. This is back with the trend where you had a second camera solely for blurring the background on your subject. Now don't get me wrong, this phone does blur subjects pretty well, but the question is if it's really that camera doing it or it's just software. Because this can be done on software. Like having a second camera purely for that depth sensing bullshit, it's just a marketing gimmick. But I am going to show you photos that I've taken recently and over the year, and you guys be the judge on how this camera has been holding up. Right now I am filming 4K video on the Vivo Nex S. No 60 frames per second on this phone. As you can see, video looks nice and crisp. Really, no complaints overall. And this is front-facing video on the Vivo Nex, which maxes out at 1080p. And really, no complaints here as well. Not the best we've gotten in 2018, but honestly I can't complain. Good enough for me. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Should you get this phone in 2019? The answer is no, but not because this is a bad phone, because there has been so many great phones that came out this year, like the K20 Pro, the OnePlus 7 Pro, and the funny thing is the K20 Pro right here is cheaper than both of these. So if you want an 855 and 8 gigs of RAM for the lowest price possible, get the A20 Pro. If you want a flagship with a bunch of cool features and you're willing to pay a tiny bit more, then get the OnePlus 7 Pro. My favorite out of all of these phones is this, the OnePlus, definitely. And this is my first OnePlus device and I'm really happy with this phone. So that is my verdict. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer them. Don't forget to join my Discord server. If you want to talk to me directly, I'd be more than happy for you to join. Right, see you guys.